Hello. So, some of you guys wanted me to do a Kira Teams video. I wasn't planning on doing a Kira Teams video, but several of you guys were asking for it, so I thought I should do one. So, right, the traditional, I guess, Kira team, quote, Kira team is, let's just do it this way. We're not going to fight with this. We're just going to kind of pull it up. You have Keira, Nebula, Sebastian, and then Anvari, and then Jet is usually like the Keira line. Axel is probably, I think you can also use like Albus in these lines depending. Like I said, just depending on the situation, but probably use Oliver there most time. Right, so my opinion of this line is that it's really not that good. I think you have to have Albus here too. Right, I just don't think this line's that good. It's just kind of like the traditional. I don't really see this particular line anymore because I think it just I've always thought it was pretty dubious on whether or not it's actually good. And now I think it's kind of a joke. Like, I don't think, personally, I'm not a big fan of Jet. I don't think Jet's that great of a hero. I don't think he's worth it. Nebula's an okay hero. I just don't think she's that great in Kira teams. And Vari's an okay tank. I just don't think he's the best tank for Kira teams. I think you're better off with using Corvus or Aurora in a Kira line, but I'll show you what, this line I can do, though. Let's take, a defending team like this. This is a fairly common defending team, something like this. You'll see Arachne, Isaac teams. Trinity lines are always really common up here in the top end. You'll see stuff like this. There's a bunch of different stuff you'll see, but... Right, so let's take, this quote, the traditional Kira, I think they call it Kira Blender. Was what this particular line was called. It's called Kira Blender. It's... Right, Jet supposedly helps, he gives a base critical hit, but, it's okay, it's not a big buff, because Sebastian buffs a lot more. Yanvari does protect Kira with his shield there, but so does Axel. Axel, his Bubbles of Justice is gonna do more than Yanvari's shield, but here's the thing, dodge spam. Aurora makes life, look at that, there's 5 dodge buffs up. Aurora, Dante are both very, very common heroes in the Highland. And that dodge spam just, eliminates Keira. The AE damage from Aurora eliminates Keira. Keira doesn't have very good magic defense, so she's pretty much taking full damage from Aurora. This fight I think goes to time. So we're just gonna speed this up because they're just gonna time out here, so we're just gonna speed this up here. Because one Celeste didn't make it, but on defense, it doesn't matter if all your heroes survive or not. You just have to win by time. As I said, they just have 2 minutes. They've run out of time. You get a win by default, which is what happens here. Because without their DPS, they're all betting on Keira doing the DPS. So that doesn't work. Same thing with against a Trinity Twins team. Right, I guess we should show you the damage here because you guys want to see that stuff. You always tell me, show the damage. Keira does a lot of damage. This is why she's attractive. She does damage. And Vari does okay damage. Sebastian didn't get to do a lot of damage despite having Jet here. Sebastian actually didn't get to do a lot of damage, which tells you there wasn't a lot of crits happening. And Vari got to take a lot of damage because he had that healing. Jet was healing him. Anyway, so let's go to this one. So this is against the Trinity Twins. Again, this is a total rout for the Kira Blender team. I probably don't have to tell you that this is a bad matchup for Kira Blender. Just because, again, Aurora is going to just put Keira out of her misery. Great, you got Sebastian, but I don't think so. I guess it, said, well, Ode's already up, so... And there ain't anything there's none of those heroes can use biscuits. So you don't have to worry about Biscuit Patron from those lines. Literally, none of those heroes can use biscuits, so... And again, that's just a total rout. 23 seconds, you're dead. So that doesn't work. So if you don't have, a dodge hero like Aurora or Dante... You do have a chance here. Well, I guess I should show you the damage on the damage numbers again. I'm sorry. Again, Keira, Sebastian did do some damage there. But like I said, I don't think Jet provides a lot of value to these teams. Some people were really mad about my Jet video the other day, but I really just don't see Jet providing a lot of value. And again, this is max testing. It just, Jet has some niche uses. But as much investment, hard as it gets to get souls, I don't think it's worth it. But anyway, without a dodge buffer though, Keira can go to work, which is, it's very rare these days. It's very rare where I don't see a team that doesn't have Aurora and or Dante and or Heidi. Just buff to buff a bunch of dodge buffs up. Right, so you, like I said, so this is what a Keira team looks like usually goes. It'll go to work like against like, non-dodge heroes. You actually got to draw up the silence, of course. Ode's back up now though, so Celeste is down, so that's their main healer. One important thing to note is that Keira's basic physical attack does cut down Martha's teapot. That is one thing that happens with their basic physical attack. Of course, with Luther there, I don't think it actually is happening because she's facing here. So that's also the thing. Luther can also be a pain, but this should be, because her ult should still travel across the board. And with, we have a crit buff up. We have several physical attack buffs. We're able to get Anvari and Luther, and then Martha dies. And that's just that 3 armor buffers. Able to get some stuff going. Sebastian, look at that top damage there. With all those pure damage and crits with the battle song. Keira, like I said, so that works against like heroes when there isn't dodge. Very rare these days to see no dodge buffer on the enemy team. Like I said, there's 3 heroes in the game that buff dodge. Aurora, Dante, Heidi, all of them are very good heroes. All of them are very common. So this makes Keira kind of a bad pick in a lot of times. At least certainly this version of Keira teams. But Keira does a lot of damage, so there is she's attractive. Like I said, is right. So you take this team right here. Right here's a better option. Let's try this team. So this is Keira. Right, so we don't have Nebula, we don't have Jet, we don't have Anvari. Instead, we got Isaac, we got Thea, we got Aurora. Like, these are just better heroes for the most part. Right, and what we're going to do is we are going to just, as I said, silence lock them. We're going to get silence aligned at some point with all these things. Boom. Okay, silence. There's pretty much... Okay, Arachne's still gone, though. Road came back, but... With Aurora down, though, that should be pretty easy. Cut them down. Right? Like I said, it's just a totally different story from the earlier fight. Like, totally different. And that's because we stopped using bad heroes like Jet. And, got some stuff going. Keira did a lot of damage. Right? You just got going here. Note, Aurora has Biscuit Patron. This is going to be really good if you're trying to... Like I said, you have all the silencers here. This can be really good. You actually had Isaac here on... so Oliver on here on Isaac. Might have been better with Mara, but doesn't matter too much, I think, in that situation. Same thing with the twins. That line works really well versus the twins. Shoot. I think it's this one. Nope, that's the Corvus one. It's a different... it's this one. Right, Corvus also works. Corvus is also a good tank for like Keira teams. Again, because he can use Biscuit, but this line right here. These 3, I said, if you use this line, you will destroy most mage teams. Any team that has mages, this line will work very well. Like I said, there we go. We got silence up pretty quick. With like I said, because we have Biscuit on Aurora. Biscuit on Aurora is very underrated because she's very good at stripping Ode to Serenity with both Biscuit Patron, and now with them silence locked, they are done. Like I said, Thea can cast magic defense buffs. All right, so this team will just destroy mages. So you got Keira, did pretty much all the damage there. It's like I said, silence for the win. Like I said, let's go show the Corvus line. Corvus, again, I want to show is a decent tank here as well. Right, and this is because Corvus, again, is... I don't know if I might not have Biscuit on him. Biscuit's probably the right call here. I think I might have messed up on this, but it's a win because he's able to do some damage. Unlike Anvari, he's able to do some damage. We still have Nebula in this line, so you can use, if you really want Nebula next to Keira, But there says, you see that SOS haste there? Kira actually died, but you got that's Thea's passive. It works, like I said, that can be really good. But Kira did the top DPS. Even though she didn't survive the fight, she was top DPS. Sebastian got to do a lot of crits. You can see his damage. You got to do a lot of crits, which is why you don't really need Jet. Corvus, yes. I think Corvus with Biscuit's probably going to be better there. But that's another option. And then, of course, back in the first line, there's actually one more option, is that you can use like a different like armor pen buffer for Kira. Right, so you can use like Tristan. Another option is like to use Fox. Like if you're using Tristan though, you really need to use Aurora because her with Kayn, she gets the extra bonus to energy, which allows Tristan to gain energy really fast, which lets him put up armor pen buffs, which can be really good. You probably don't need it for against this line in particular, but Tristan himself is a pretty decent DPS. Remember, the Blender line got destroyed here. With the Anvarian Jet got destroyed, but we with Aurora and Tristan, we are actually winning here. And boom, look at that. Right, so you can only run 3 patrons here, but look at that. Sebastian got to do massive critical hits. Look at all that damage from, like I said, so plenty of crit buffing without Jet. You really don't need Jet. I don't think Jet adds enough to justify the space. Like I said, Tristan, I think, is going to be better. Aurora, I think, is a better tank than Anvari for these teams. Aurora or Corvus. Right, so don't use Anvari. Aurora or Corvus is the one you want. Like I said, and right here on the bottom one, like, yes, we got to win with the Blender. But here's the thing, that same line with Tristan and Aurora, like as these Vakentis high armor line, that armor pen buffing is actually going to help. Ray said, so rather than doing Jet and Anvari, I mean, Anvari is an okay hero. There's other reasons you might want, but I just don't think Kira is the line. And Jet, like I said, I mean, did that video. I really don't think Jet's worth it as a hero. I really don't. But now we got armor pen buffing going on with Tristan, which opens up, right? Even though they're spamming all these armor buffs, right? Look that we're spamming armor penetration buffs, which is just gives Kira all the armor pen she could possibly want to do max damage, and is just able to go to town here. Aurora's keeping Martha's teapot off the board, and boom. And it only took 39 seconds to win with that line. So, like I said, I just think that, quote, traditional Kira Blender team is just not that great. I think there's better ways to build a team. Kira does a lot of damage. So she is an attractive hero. As a physical DPS, I mean, she's, like I said, she's a glass cannon. Aurora, Aurora has wreaked havoc on physical attackers. And Kira especially is one of the weak links. But you can... like I said, if you want to bring in Isaac with Kira, Isaac, Thea works really well with Kira. Like I said, then you can start shutting down those mages. Like I said, that's, I would say, is the best way to build a Kira team these days. Like I said, like we saw with the Isaac line, something like this is going to be probably your best bet. I mean, again, other heroes that you might consider flat spot, Martha could be good, Helios can be good. I have seen. Right, like I said, shoot, I lost my thought. Anyway, but yeah, there's a couple of heroes, but it's like you're kind of, like I said, dropping Nebula gives you a lot more flexibility to bring in other heroes as needed, and just kind of create better teams. Dante could be good with Kira as well. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video informative and fun. Thank you for watching.